And we are live, No Chill Live, episode 151. We are back. We got Julian here. We got Brian. We got Troy. Last days of summer.
Hey. Make sure y'all follow, subscribe. Thanks for rocking with us. Thanks for joining today. My God, we're looking good, feeling good, smelling good. All that good stuff for you.
Yeah,
so we can talk about some good stuff.
Yeah, we have so much to catch up on. Make sure you like this video, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe everywhere. Follow on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Facebook, Spotify. Man, I missed this chance, yo.
I know, right? That last single he dropped though, he sounded pretty good. I think I heard him on Toby Inigwe's new album. Why can I not remember what it's called? I'll tell you in a second. But it's a pretty good album.
But yes,
Christian rap.
Welcome back, guys. We missed you. Oh man, so much has happened in the past week, man. So many stories we've been following. It's insane, man. A lot of people, getting locked up. Amongst other things, but it's the end of summer, man. It's the end of summer officially. I think in a couple of days it's fall. It's the end of Virgo season. You know what's coming up soon, though, right?
Big Libra energy. You already know the vibes. We're right around the corner. It's about to be lit. Y'all know we bring the autumn vibes. That's why I got this burnt orange on. We ready. We ready. We are ready to turn up. I can't wait.
Yeah, I love summer. I had a great summer. We had a good summer. We talked about a lot. We hit the streets. We hit the boardwalk. We did a lot. We were by the pool parties, beach, concerts. I think we really made the most of this summer.
We definitely did. And even prior to that, with the spring, we were traveling around the world, having a good old time. But this autumn, this fall. Oof. I mean, it started yesterday. Did you catch the harvest super moon eclipse that was going on? Did you see that?
I missed it. I saw the moon has been, I think it was like full last night. It's been super bright, but
it's been crazy. For the last week, the moon has been on a different level. And yesterday was like the climax of the moon doing its thing. It was a full moon, and it was a harvest moon plus like a blue moon plus the lunar eclipse. It was pretty cool.
Damn. So did you see the eclipse or no?
Yeah.
You did?
I did.
What did it look like?
Honestly, it looked just like the moon. It was just like there was a little shadow kind of over it, which was interesting. But it didn't look that different. But it was just cool nonetheless. Nice. It was cool anyway.
That's cool. Did you guys see the lunar eclipse? Let us know. Troy, did you see anything last night?
I tried. It was kind of cloudy over here. I looked around like 11 o'clock too, so it looked definitely very bright, but I was like a little underwhelmed, to be honest. But got to see it at least.
I went a little bit earlier. Like I started a walk around 10, and it was supposed to like really show up around 10:30, and I saw it maybe a little bit after because, like you said, it was cloudy. Yeah. But then I walked for another 20 minutes. It was okay.
Cleared up. Yeah.
It was okay.
Nice. So hopefully that full moon gives us some good luck and energy today, because we got a lot to get through, man. So much Trump stuff has come up. Diddy, he got arrested finally. He's locked up.
Locked up, won't let him out.
They won't, because he's trying. He's trying to get bailed out, but they are saying no.
They said no immediately. They were like,
hell no.
$50 million is not enough for your pervy ass.
Oh my God. We also got to follow up on a few other stories. Shannon Sharp spoke out like while we were on live last week.
He did.
Nicki Minaj, she fired back at Stephen A. Smith about the Lil Wayne Superbowl snub. Lil Wayne actually spoke out himself about that. So
I think I saw he dropped like a single. Is that right? Yeah, I feel like I saw something pop up on my YouTube music earlier today. It said like "won't get us down, Lil Wayne," and
I don't know, man, but I do know Lil Wayne. He's a big time Trump supporter. He got communed when he was up on federal charges by Trump. He posted a picture a few years ago. I think that was during the 2020 election. But yeah, Trump, they're after him. he was golfing at his own golf course in West Palm Beach.
Yeah.
And they said, well, no shots were fired, apparently. This is the weirdest assassination attempt I've ever heard. It's like they're calling it an assassination attempt, but I don't think any assassination was even attempted.
I at a certain point, and listen, I'm not trying to have the FBI or Secret Service or anybody else come to my door, but this stuff is really shady. I want to go back to Trump's first assassination attempt this year. Somehow, this man repaired his ear in 10 days flat.
Wow.
No evidence that he was ever shot. And now we've got a second attempt where the person was posted up at his golf course. Secret Service saw them from a distance because they usually go a couple holes ahead on the golf course. Pause again. And they chased this guy down and everything like that. And they got him.
Yeah, he was hiding in the bushes. His name is Ryan Wesley Ruth.
Got to stay out them bushes.
58 years old. I think he's from North Carolina.
Yeah.
He's actually his court records show that he has more than 100 criminal counts that have been filed against him.
It's crazy.
In North Carolina alone. He's previously spoken out about his efforts to recruit people to fight in the support of Ukraine against Russia. He actually voted for Trump, I think, in 2016 before turning on him in 2020. It's like Trump's own people are turning against him. Wasn't the other guy a registered Republican as well?
He was. He was a registered conservative. And, I wonder what they're trying to do.
Who is
if the attempted the assassinators.
Okay.
What are you trying to accomplish by doing this? Are you trying to rile up the troops by we took out Trump, we need to take over the country, or what is this reverse psychology? What is going on here?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Trump he got his ass beat in the debate. We talked about that at length last week, and I feel like there's a lot of headlines. He's made so many headlines since then to kind of distract from that terrible performance. And just, I don't know, it is weird. This guy is still alive, so hopefully we are able to hear more.
Yeah.
He was charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and possession of a firearm with a obliterated serial number. So they said they saw him, with the gun, and Trump was in the scope. But I mean, that sounds a little bit fishy.
How could you see Trump in the scope? Come on. They're just saying anything. But Secret Service, they've been under a lot of heat. I mean, you figure they had to fire the deputy director or whoever of the Secret Service, and here they are yet again, just a couple months later.
Yeah, this is super shady. It just seemed really weird. He left his backpack on a fence in the woods. He was apparently there 12 hours before they found him. Do you think this is staged? What the hell's going on?
I do wonder because so much is fake, so much is lies, so much is propaganda and posturing that it does make you wonder if this person is part of the Republican Party, if he is a prior supporter of Trump, I'm sure he would do anything to help Trump win this election coming up.
Yeah.
We've seen people storm the Capitol and get killed and arrested and all this other stuff for Trump. So why would we not see somebody fake an assassination attempt?
I don't know. It seems like this guy was very anti-Trump after he had voted for him 8 years ago. It seems like he turned on him and has been pretty outspoken, especially about the war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. I mean, I would say this seems definitely a bit fishy. It seems like a weird occurrence, but I don't know. It kind of reminds me of when people kept going to Drake's house after the Kendrick drop, Not Like Us. And it's are people really just looking for clout? Or are they really looking to cause harm? I think the first attempt, obviously, there were shots fired.
Yeah.
That guy was killed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was a real thing. This just seems, I don't know, it seems like he didn't really have a plan except for just go in the woods with some guns and freestyle it. But hey, it's a bit spooky that he got that far.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder what Trump's reaction is going to be. I know, his rhetoric has been starting to gradually get more and more aggressive. as time has gone by, especially towards Kamala, of course. But I'm wondering if he's going to start to switch up his tune, because clearly something is happening, whether it's fake or not, whether it's real or not. Like, there is something very strange and to a certain degree wrong going on for people to be trying to kill you all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Especially since the people he's been targeting, migrants, and they're not even the people trying to kill him.
They're not. That's the craziest part about it. It's like it be your own people that try to get you.
For real, these people voted for him, and now they're trying to end him. Apparently, it's nuts. It's nuts. I don't know, man. Trump, he's been attaching himself to a lot of wild things. We talked about his comments in the debate last week. And now, it's coming out that he's been spending a lot of time with Laura Loomer, which is some far right-wing, Twitter girl. He says that, she is not a part of his official campaign. But this is where like those racist comments about, the Haitian migrants stem from. Yeah. People like her, or you could just say her.
Or just JD Vance as well, his VP.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
It's his own state. And he's like, nah, we need to look into this.
He's like, nah, it may not be true, but sometimes we need lies to point to what's happening.
It's crazy. He is a nutcase.
They're all nutcases. It's crazy, man. But, Trump said when people started calling him out for being close to Laura Loomer, he was just like, she doesn't work for the campaign. She's a private citizen and longtime supporter. I disagree with the statement she made, but like many millions of people who support me, she is tired of watching the radical left, Marxists, and fascists violently attack and smear me, even to the point of doing anything to stop their political opponent, me.
I love how he just uses these words, and I don't think he knows what they mean. And I don't think he believes his supporters know what they mean either.
I mean, when he says I disagree with the statements, he doesn't even say which statements. He just says this vague ass shit.
I mean, there's just so many that it's like, what? Choose all of them. I disagree with everything she said, because this is a woman who has called herself a proud Islamophobe. She has cheered the death of thousands of migrants. She said that 9/11 was an inside job.
Okay.
Okay. We'll move on for that. And we did not call out 9/11 last week. RIP to all the people that lost their lives on that day. Yes. But and recently, of course, she most famously said that the White House, if Kamala wins, is going to smell like curry.
Yeah, and then JD Vance, he took a step further on Meet the Press, and he was just like, it doesn't matter if you eat curry or fried chicken. So these guys.
Why not both? Curry, fried chicken. Let's go. Let's go.
Why stop there? But actually, my mom actually sent me a clip from Megyn Kelly's show. She's talking to Rich Lowry, and he's talking about like the misinformation about the Haitian migrants.
Okay.
Actually, I got to fast forward a little bit.
Right. As this like line goes online, you don't hate the media enough. Go ahead.
You remember Alternative Facts with Kellyanne? They did the same thing. She wasn't saying you make up fictions and pretend they're facts. You bring other facts to bear in the debate that are being ignored. And that's what he was saying. And I think it was in that interview where Dana Bash says, the police have gone through 11 months of recordings of calls, and they've only found 2 Springfield residents calling to complain about Haitian migrants taking geese from ponds. Only 2 calls. And I think one lesson of this whole story, people don't care about geese. People really hate geese.
He's like, he tried to talk through it and laugh through it. He said Haitian nigger migrants. Like, isn't that crazy?
Who was that?
This was Rich Lowry.
Oh my God. This is what happens when racists have to defend racism.
It's crazy. Like, he just tried to talk. He like laughed through saying that, but it's just like, come on. Like, that's so blatant.
Or excuse me, I misspoke. This is what happens when racists have to attack racism because they get confused. They're like, I mean, these Haitian, like, and then he giggled afterwards.
For real. That shit is crazy.
No way. Yo.
Yeah, that shit is gross, man.
Oh my God. Yo, this is really nasty work. I saw that like the media, since JD Vance tried to call everybody out and say the media is not looking into it and taking it seriously, they fucking went and they found like the one lady who was worried about her cat disappearing. This bitch found the cat like 2 days later in her fucking basement and had to go apologize to the Haitian immigrants that she was accusing of this bullshit.
Oh my God. That's
the cat's name was Miss Sassy. It's nasty work, man. It's nasty stuff out here. Shout out to the Haitians, both in the United States and in Haiti.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
one of the greatest countries in our hemisphere because, you know, first country to claim independence. Yeah, be liberated.
Liberated from France, and that's why they're still mad. They're
that's
still
right.
mad. You know, they still try to spread misinformation, you know, racist information. I mean, there's nothing else you could say about this stuff, but it's like, you know, they get called out for it and they just double down.
Nasty
That's
work,
what
man.
It is, you know?
Nasty work.
Will it be enough for people to not vote for him, or will it encourage more people to vote for him? I don't know.
Who knows? I mean, listen, you got JD Vance coming. This dude is a complete idiot. Like, I'm serious. Every single time he talks, I'm like, you stick your foot in your mouth nonstop. This guy, after the attempted assassination or lack thereof, he goes on TV and he says the big difference between conservatives and liberals is that no one has tried to kill Kamala Harris in the last couple months, and 2 people now have tried to kill Donald Trump in the last couple months. I'd say that's pretty strong evidence, and the left needs to tone down the rhetoric and needs to cut this crap out. What rhetoric? What have they said?
Bro, that's crazy. I mean, they're always going to play that card. I mean, it works for their base, but I don't think it'll work for the rest of Americans. I mean, I was pretty hard on the undecided voter last week, and I'm still hard on them because what the fuck are you undecided about at this point? Like, what's going on? That's nuts.
I don't know. Listen, they're the type that, you know, they sit and argue with their wife for hours about what are we going to eat for dinner. They just don't. They can't figure it out. They don't know.
That's the cats and dogs. Oh my God.
Oh no! Today I want lizard. Today I want lizard.
In
people.
Florida, you know.
Yes.
A lot of options, but hey, you know, let us know, guys. Do you think this was a valid attempt on Donald Trump's life? Do you think we'll see more, you know, attempts throughout this election? And yeah, what do you think about him getting close with radical people on the right, radical racist people like Laura Loomer? Like, what else can you call a person like her who spreads racist information like that all over the internet? I don't know, but we'll see.
He's buddy with her too. I mean, she ain't bad looking for an old guy. I mean, I haven't seen him with his wife in the last 6 months. His own wife, she don't hit the campaign trail with him at all. She can't wait to get the fuck out of that marriage.
No, I mean, yeah, she's over it.
Yeah.
I think a lot. I don't know. Trump, he seems like he's really spiraling out of control. And it is scary to think about him getting in the White House again. When I first saw that someone, you know, had a gun at his golf course, I was like, damn, man, is that a Swiftie? Because he had just taken shots at Taylor Swift that same morning.
Listen, God forbid. Troy, we talked about the new Terminator anime, right?
Yeah.
And I was watching it, and the whole time, like, as they're talking about Skynet and shit like that, I'm like, God forbid somebody invents Skynet while Donald Trump is in office. If he wins again, we're completely done.
Yeah.
We're completely done. It's over. There is no way. All of this shit is coming true.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
I mean, you see the robots Elon Musk is working on. This shit looks like iRobot.
They really do.
You know? We'll see.
That, and I mean, even in New York, they still got them little robot dogs from Black Mirror.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Was it Boston Dynamics dogs? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy stuff happening, but hey, Trump is worried about Taylor Swift. He really took her endorsing Kamala Harris to heart.
He did.
Bro, he put out on Truth Social, man, all caps, I hate Taylor Swift.
Why?
Oh,
Why?
my God.
I just don't, like, is this the kind of guy that y'all want for president? For real? Like, anybody in their right mind should think, isn't this beneath the president? Like, isn't he a little too old, and shouldn't he be more mature than this? I just don't get it.
Yeah, he is unhinged, yo. I mean, I did find it funny.
Of course,
but that's not someone, like, do we really want him back in the White House? Like, meeting with world leaders when he's tweeting about Taylor Swift. At first, he was like, "Oh, well, he accepted the AI endorsement. He was really happy about that. Mm-hmm. He's called her beautiful in the past.
He's an idiot.
And now that the real Taylor Swift is endorsing Kamala,
the real Slim Shady,
he's saying he hates her. And he did say when they asked him about it on Fox and Friends, he was like, I like Mrs. Mahomes, I like Brittany Mahomes.
Mm-hmm. He did say that.
Now they're saying she might be backing off the Trump train.
Well, listen, I'm not surprised because she can't publicly say I'm voting for Trump. You're married to a black guy. Like, you got to chill the fuck out. You just have to. And I think that Trump is probably less mad about Taylor itself. Rather, he's really mad about the 400,000 people that registered to vote right after she posted that.
Really? You think so?
I would be fucking furious if I was him. 400,000 people? And you feel like you can tie it directly to Taylor Swift? That's not a good thing. That's a lot of power she's got.
I mean, come on. It's still Taylor Swift. I think he's personally mad at her because he takes things so personal. I don't think he even thinks that deep into it because when he first was asked about it, he's like, oh, I think this is going to hurt her in the market. I think he really believes that.
He's an idiot. How would it ever hurt her?
I don't know. He's like, she's white. White people love me, so she's going to feel it. But obviously, that doesn't seem to be the case.
There's people that are too big to be hurt. Like, listen, her producer, her manager fucked her over for mad long. And she was like, all right, I'll just re-record all my music. Everybody started streaming all the re-recorded music like it was brand new. Like, she's a billionaire.
Yeah.
By herself.
Through music.
Through it's not even like she got fashion lines. She don't got makeup, perfume, all underwear, none of this other stuff. It's music only. She's a billionaire. Yeah. Like, come on.
Trump does have some celebrities on his side, though, man. Reggaeton rapper Nicky Jam. And I have the audio of him introducing him.
Music superstar Nicky Jam. Do you know Nicky? She's hot. Where's Nicky? Where's Nicky? Hot. Oh, look. Come here. Music superstar Nicky Jam.
Call up on stage saying, come here.
Where's Nicky?
The guy?
Nicky?
Yes.
Oh, look.
He goes, oh, look. Oh, shit. Fucking hats.
Oh, man.
No, he came up on stage with him. He was like, oh. He saw Nicky Jam is actually a man. But he said she's hot. He's really, looking for some support. He don't even know who supports him.
It's terrible. It's terrible. At first, when I heard this, because I didn't see the video, I was like, maybe he's confusing Nicky Jam with like Bad Bunny when Bad Bunny was in that music video dressed as a woman.
Wow.
Like,
that's a big leap.
I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt, but then I was like, oh shit.
He probably was
now you just told me he walked him up on stage and everything.
Literally, he walked on right after that.
Nah, you can't misgender that man. You know you can't do that. You losing votes, Trump. Stupid ass.
That's not true. Trump's trying to get the gay vote. He's like, oh, she's hot. Like, he's like, oh, I see, I'm pansexual. He didn't know. He's like, oh, I'm trying to respect it.
He misgendered him. Can't misgender him. Get those pronouns right.
Oh my God, he's ridiculous. He's losing his mind.
That's funny.
It is funny. It's crazy. It's
Nicky
crazy.
Jam. Who cares about Nicky Jam?
I know. So one person who really doesn't give a fuck about any of these celebrity endorsements, man, is Pharrell, man.
Ooh.
Pharrell's like, I don't do politics.
I mean, listen, it's a tough line to walk. Because to a certain degree, while you might not want to do politics, maybe he's saying, nobody asked you for your opinion, like keep it to yourself, blah, blah, blah. You got a really big platform. And if you feel strongly about something and you feel like, you coming out and showing support behind a certain candidate can move the needle, do you have a responsibility to do that? Many people would argue you do.
Would you argue that?
I think if you feel passionately and if the opposition is going to take away your reproductive rights and, all this other stuff that Trump is doing when it comes to his illegal activities and things like, yeah. I think, that it's circumstantial.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. I don't like this from Pharrell, him saying, I don't do politics. And he's like, in fact, I get annoyed sometimes when I see celebrities trying to tell you who to vote for. I'm one of them people who says, what the heck? Shut up. Nobody asked you. And it's just like, okay, well, I understand you feel that way. But, like, I don't know. Pharrell comes from hip hop. And I feel like hip hop is, started as, a street political movement of people, like, expressing, not only their stories, but their political opinions as well. And I feel like for him to just have his, cushy spotted Louis Vuitton, high fashion, and, he's made it this far in his career, for him to just say, I don't do politics, I think that's lame. Didn't he say all lives matter too? I love Pharrell, but I hate when anyone just says they don't do politics, because just saying you don't do politics is political in itself. And, like, if you don't stand up for something, man, you lame. I think that's so lame. Like, you could say, oh, I don't do politics publicly, but to say, like, people shouldn't express that, I feel like is lame. So what do you think, like, about Pharrell saying this? Do you agree, or?
Yeah, I think it's a little disappointing, like just saying like you don't do politics, it kind of comes off as like ignorant, like there's not like you said, like women's reproductive rights are being taken away and things like that. Like there's bigger things to worry about than like, oh, that sounds like corny and lame. I know I kind of expected a little better from Pharrell, because he seems like, he's very talented and he seems to be a very smart person. So I feel like to boil it down to something like that as it's like dismissive is disappointing.
Yeah.
Like you can say like get educated about politics, or like, have something, like you say, get active in like your local community or just something. I feel like he's too smart to come off that ignorant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if that is your stance, then you shouldn't even be having this conversation. If his stance is, oh, you shouldn't talk about politics, then he should not be even saying this about politics. He should just be like, I have no comment.
Yeah.
And
he had to push something in the water to next year. It was scheduled for October, which I didn't even know. I'm like, that.
Oh, October this year. Wow.
I mean, Virginia Beach stays warm, but that's hurricane season, and it's not that warm in October on the East Coast. No. Hopefully next year he gets a good lineup for something in the water again, but I really don't want to hear from him on this shit either. I get what he's saying. I do get annoyed sometimes when, people are a little bit, like when I saw John Legend saying God bless America after Joe Biden won in the front of the White House, I did get annoyed. I'm not going to lie. I was like, shut up. But I wouldn't say just like broadly, like, I hate when anyone says they're not political or don't do politics, because everything's political if you're a grown adult. Like, I
mean, to a certain degree, all this stuff does have an impact on people. Yeah. It might be a while until it touches you, but you're gonna feel the influence of politics, the people that are in office, the decisions that they make, and it's important. If it wasn't important, we wouldn't fucking have arguments and fights and have Trump trying to get assassinated and all this other shit for the last 2 years.
Yeah. 20 years ago, they had the vote or die campaign. Diddy ran that, and look how that turned out.
Oh man.
Oh God. Diddy.
Crazy.
It's so crazy, man. Diddy is finally indicted on sex trafficking, racketeering, and kidnapping charges.
Boom.
Almost a year since the Cassie lawsuit. He paid out $30 million after she publicly sued him in a civil suit, and all the nasty details were out to the public. And soon after, months later, he was raided by the feds, and we were just, it was just a matter of time before they came knocking on his door again to arrest his ass, man.
Yeah. They said from the indictment is from 2008 to the present, and members of his whole enterprise have been alleged of engaging in sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, coercion and enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotics offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice.
Damn.
Yeah.
They got him, man. They got him on a lot of counts. The indictment also mentions the now famous freak-off parties he was having, calling them elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, masturbated during, and often electronically recorded. They said they have some of their recordings. The indictment alleges, he would lure women into his orbit under the pretense of a romantic relationship, then would use force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sex acts with male commercial sex workers. The indictment references what was seized during the raids at Diddy's homes in Beverly Hills and Miami, and they say various freak-off supplies was confiscated, including narcotics, more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. They also seized firearms, including 3 AR-15s with defaced serial numbers and a drum magazine.
Jeez.
Crazy. So he was running a whole sex ring operation. It seems like, for real, which is actually insane, man. 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube.
Listen, he is who we thought he was.
Can't stop, won't stop. They stopped him for now.
He is who we thought he was.
Freaky ass nigga.
They said that from a drug standpoint, cocaine, oxy, Xanax, GHB, the date rape drug, MDMA, and ketamine.
Damn.
They had it all, man. They had it all. But this is a freaky ass man. 1,000 bottles of lube at your crib? That's nuts.
That is nuts. That's extremely excessive. How many Costco's did his team have to go to?
No, this man was ordering straight from the factory. Wherever it is that they make lube at, whatever kind of tree it comes from, whatever kind of sap from the pine tree or whatever they use to make that shit, he was growing it. He had a plantation.
Bro, they finally got the diddler, man. That's crazy. They had to throw those details in there just to know how fucking creepy this man is. So they said that he was even he even had IVs for vitamin drips to give to people to recover, so they can recover from the freak off activities, which is crazy.
Dog, it's really bad. It's really bad. They say that in 2013, since there were public allegations and things, he and his crew, they were pressuring victims and witnesses to stay silent. They were trying to bribe them and everything like that. So that could also be included in some of the indictment.
Yeah.
It's a mess. It's a mess. Well, tell me this. Why do you think he stayed? Why do you think he stayed in the US? He in fact turned himself in.
Yeah.
Why do you think? Because he could have been Russell Simmons and gone over to Thailand or whatever. Why stay here?
I think we saw the video of him beating the shit out of Cassie, in a hotel during broad daylight. Mm-hmm. I feel like he just feels like he's been getting away with shit for his whole life. He has a warped sense of self. I think he feels like he could fight the case. Or, a lot of those tapes, man, he can get to snitching. He can get to snitching real quick, which, it seems like that'll be hard to do because he has been promoting himself as this party guy and, I'm the one who coordinates this. I'm the guy who does all this shit. You can't beat your chest and puff your chest out for fucking 30 years and then point the finger and take a plea. But who knows? Maybe that's his plan. I'm not sure. I think he's just super cocky. They did deny his bail request. So they called him a flight risk and said also, he's a risk to be violent as well. So they took his whole family's passport. So
they did anywhere. Everybody's passport. Yeah. That's just crazy.
He took his baby's passport, they say.
Listen, he should never called himself Brother Love.
I think he did that to trick the people. You know what I mean? These people, they're sick in the head. He's like, if I present this to the public, then it did work. We've seen all of our favorite artists and celebrities hugged up with Diddy over our whole lifetime.
Everyone, yeah,
every single one.
Listen, is he a terrible human being? Based on this information, yeah, he really is. He's going to be in jail with Weinstein and R. Kelly and Trump and all these other fuckers out there. Like they're all going to be in the penthouse suites over in Rikers. But he was a legend. That's why we saw him with all these different people.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what else comes out, who they have at these freak offs, because I was talking to Nat about it. I think that for the most part, and I would assume at these types of events, it was probably men either in business or entertainment that he was affiliated with that were participating.
I mean, Kevin Lyles, the VP, I think over at Atlantic, the music executive, stepped down
immediately.
Randomly.
The second this stuff happened, a few hours later, he stepped down.
Yeah.
So his ass was in there getting freaky with it.
Yeah, with the baby oil and lube and ketamine and all the other shit. It's crazy. It's sick to think about this. We talk about the music industry and how dark it is. And this is the reality of probably some of the darkest sides of the entertainment industry of what goes on. Do you think we get a Diddy R. Kelly collab in prison? They've collabed in the past.
Listen, they're going to collab in ways that none of us want to see. Listen, I don't know who's going to be on the top, who's going to be on the bottom. I don't know what bunk they're choosing, but they're definitely going to be collabing, I'm sure.
We posted a meme and said Diddy's going to be spiking the soap like a football as soon as he gets in the shower. Like, I dropped it.
What y'all gonna do?
He's way
Come
too
and
excited.
get it.
Maybe that's why. Maybe he's just really excited to have prison freak-offs. Will Diddy have freak-offs in prison?
He's gonna be in prison talking about sweet. Chow time, boys.
Oh my God. Diddy already took 4 showers today. Like, can't stop, won't stop. Okay.
Oh my God.
He's freaky as hell, man. I think this is sick.
It's terrible. It's terrible, man.
Do you think other people will get charged? Because it seems like it's only in the beginning.
I don't know. Like you said, if they have this much evidence, and the thing is, everybody knew this was coming. Mm-hmm. When they raid your house, they're doing it because they believe they're going to find something. They found whatever they wanted. They took all this shit out of your house.
Yeah.
And then they waited for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. And then they gave you a call. They gave you a courtesy call and said, listen, either you come in or we come and get you. So you have to think that for him, if he was smart, once they raided the house, this lawyer, they started talking and he was like, what can I do? Because they're going to get me. What are my options?
Yeah.
And they start coming up with a name, a list of names.
Yeah.
That's what my assumption would be, because you have to have something to give them if you're trying to knock down the years.
Yeah.
Diddy's what, 50 something? So if they about to put him in jail for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, he might never see daylight again.
Yeah. He might not. We'll see if they, I feel like the feds, usually when they charge people, their conviction rate is like 90-something%.
Yeah.
So they definitely have enough to convict him, I would assume. I think anyone who buys 1,000 bottles of lube should go to jail. like just get flagged. Like, you're doing too much. You know what I mean? Unless you own regulated, like a pornography company. It's just like, okay, this is our year's supplies. If you're just a private citizen and, just work in the music industry, what do you need all that lube for?
Listen, I don't know. But R. Kelly got 20 years.
Okay.
And he's 57.
And he has other cases, right? I think.
Yeah, I think they got some other shit. They might tack on more years after that. But he should be out around mid-70s if things go the way that he would probably hope that they go.
Yeah.
I think Diddy's going to be in a similar situation. He's going to be an old ass man if he gets out.
Yeah, I think the Diddy shit is worse because of, I don't know, the longevity of the crimes, and also it seems like it's really coordinated. And we talked about in the Cassie lawsuit how she said he blew up Kid Cudi's car. Like, you can only imagine the other shit he was doing.
Yeah, because they do list a number of different charges and things like that. His definitely leans a little bit more to the violent side than what Kel's was, found guilty of. But I don't know. It's hard to say at this point which was worse because I think both are horrible. I mean, with Kel's, he was literally like grooming these girls and then like he was prosecuted for child pornography. Like it was a lot of stuff in the same sort of vein. Like he was moving women across state lines and all that kind of thing too. It was definitely like prostitution, kidnapping, like all those things were similar. But again, I think Diddy's was a little bit more to the violent side. And we saw the video with Cassie. You talked about the exploding car and all this other stuff. Who knows what we don't know about? Yeah. Imagine they find him guilty of like Biggie's murder, Tupac's murder, some shit like that. That'll fucking break the internet.
Yeah. There are people who know what we don't know. So, and I'm sure there's some powerful people. Do you think there's a chance that Diddy gets Epstein before he even gets convicted?
I hope not. I don't want him to go out like that. Even amidst all this other shit, like I wouldn't want him to go out like that.
I want to know. I want to know who else was at the freak-offs. Like, I really want to know.
You and me both.
I'm curious because it's just one of those things where you see everyone kind of partying and celebrating for years, having their arm around this dude. And then this comes out and it's kind of like a known thing. It's like, he can't be the only one. There's no fucking way.
No, I mean, you can't have thousands of bottles of lube just for one person.
For real, we definitely need like the freak off documentary. Like, I know they're working on a few.
Yeah, because you got to assume that like at each freak off they're using a few hundred bottles.
I don't know.
I would think
a few hundred bottles of lube.
Dude, he had over 1,000.
Yeah, but that's probably, I don't know. It's weird.
Imagine they give like everybody, they get a little gift bag the second you walk into the freak off. It's like you get lube, condoms, and some water.
Wow, you're making it sound a lot nicer than what it probably was like.
No, but that's for the guests. I'm not talking about for the prostitutes. For them, it's like, nah, bitch. The article literally said afterwards they would have to give them IVs because of the drug intake and they would be dehydrated and stuff.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's like one of those things where, people, come to party and then they just get put on drugs and they just get... They keep them on drugs so they never leave. So that's where, like,
on some freak shit. She said, I want to see Beyonce's freak off video or Usher's.
Oh my God. Oh, Nicky Jam deleted the endorsement after misgendering him. For real? That's crazy. That's hilarious. But yeah, Troy, do you think there's other people who are going to get charged in this?
Yeah, I do. I think the next, depending on when this trial starts and stuff, I think we're going to see a lot of names. I think it's going to be sad. I mean, obviously these people deserve to be punished for what they did. Yeah. I think it's going to be like eye-opening, like, wow, like you never know who's involved in this freaky shit.
Yeah, Diddy done. I agree. I think he's done. I don't see him getting out of this, especially, it's just crazy. Like, he could have just settled out of court. He ended up paying her the full $30 million after this went public. But hey, it worked out great because she got her money. And he's getting
stupid
locked up. Oh my God!
Oh, you dumbass! You should have just paid that chick so she could go away.
Oh my God, for real. Damn. See, that's where the cockiness comes in.
Yeah.
Damn. If Beyonce does come out, or Usher, she said. That's doing all the snitching.
I told her, I'm like, there's no way Beyonce was there. Like, what are you talking about? She says, what celebrities you think will come out from this?
What celebrities?
I don't know if I want to put this on people's names.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg. I don't
know. that is. Listen, if we're gonna start naming white people, we can do that.
Of course. Donald Trump. No.
No, you know who I feel like is going to be on that list? Watch like Tyrese be on that list or something. That's why he's crying. That's why he's doing all these interviews and crying.
I have no idea. Yo, let us know, guys. Who do you think's on the freak off list? Who's going down with Diddy?
Listen, earlier this year they came out with a whole list of people that were like publicly supporting him.
Yeah, that's the worst list ever. Who the hell would do that?
No, but listen, Slim Thug was one.
Meek Mill?
Uncle Luke. Meek Mill, Stevie J. Stevie J's definitely in those fucking videos. Nasty ass dude.
Of course he is.
Who else? Come on. Floyd. I could see Floyd being a partaker.
I mean, Floyd, I don't know if he's that dumb. You know, I feel like he has his own stuff going on. For real.
You don't know if Floyd is that dumb?
Yeah, I don't think he would put himself in that type of position.
I don't know.
Pause.
I don't know. Akon is another person on the list. Tyrese, like I said. Jason Derulo.
Yeah, he definitely oils himself up. Jason Derulo.
Those were the guys that publicly supported him in April. Those
are the guys who be swimming in baby oil at the freak offs, amongst other things. Damn, that's the dumbest shit ever. People jumping out the window. Remember Diddy's statement? What the hell did he say? These are all lies and assassination.
Yeah, character assassination.
Every step in the last year he's made has been the worst thing he could do.
It's been wrong.
He deserves all of this shit. So I don't feel bad at all. We'll see if he survives, and we'll see if other people get charged. Let us know, guys. Which celebrities do you think are going to get caught up in the Diddy freak off indictment?
Yeah, and what do y'all want to happen to Diddy? Like, you think he's going to get a whole bunch of years? You think he's going to snitch and try to get early release and just, you know, parole or something like that? Like, what's going to happen? Yeah. What's going to happen?
We'll see. We shall see. We will be covering this all the way through, you know, conviction time. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Yeah.
You think Drake was at the freak off? I wouldn't be surprised.
You know, I actually have like audio of Drake talking to Diddy.
Didn't Diddy piss on him anyway? It was probably at a freak off that he pissed on.
Oh my God, yeah, this is Drake talking to Diddy.
I studied the stories that Spoon used to tell me from Howard days and just how relentless you were, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And now all my brothers behind me, we're trying to do the same thing, following your footsteps. You know, every night we're out here pounding the pavement, doing what we can do.
Yeah, him and Diddy have a weird relationship. You know, they got in a fight at a nightclub in D.C. years ago. I feel like Diddy was like trying to kill Drake for a little bit because he just kept going to radio stations and saying, "I love Drake. He's my favorite artist." And I'm like, that motherfucker is a liar. But I don't know if Drake was there. I think some people are a little bit more protective of their brand. You know, when I think of like a Stevie J, I'm like, okay, he's more loose. But he was sticking with Diddy even after the fact, walking on the beach with him.
My thing is like, yes, I agree with you about their brand, but maybe these people trusted Diddy and thought that behind closed doors, like
the man with the camcorder jerking off, you trust him? Like, who trusts that guy? Like, that's like, I would never trust him.
There is no way he was walking around with the cam in one hand and then his dick in the other. That's wild.
Bro, that's what he was doing. He was doing that in the Act Bad video. Let's be real. It's crazy. I think the world's a safer place.
Dropping that video was probably the thing that kicked off this whole shit.
Man, he's an asshole. Like, he's a piece of shit for real.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, for real. But yeah, speaking of Drake, man, last week we talked about the possibility of Drake turning down the Super Bowl. You know, OVO Mall. He made the wild accusation. He said Drake turned down the Super Bowl 4 times in the past. You know, it's so annoying when, you know, Kendrick Lamar, he gets the Super Bowl and everyone just uses this as an opportunity to talk about Drake and Lil Wayne. It's just like, let Kendrick have his moment. But, you know, Bloomberg came out, you know, and said that NFL sources said Drake was never offered to perform the Super Bowl.
Wow.
And then shortly after, Elliott Wilson, he did say that he has multiple sources that say Drake has indeed turned down the Super Bowl. The first 2 under Jay-Z, the one in Miami, and the weekend one. I think that was in Tampa. And he said Jay wanted Drizzy to do it as it would have been a smart business move, but the Sixth God wasn't rocking with it for an unknown reason. Whether true or not, Drake has yet to publicly confirm or deny. As far as his stance on preferred Super Bowl halftime act, he shared a few photos of Wayne on his Instagram story following Kendrick's announcement. You know, Drake with his IG fingers, they don't stop.
They don't stop. They don't stop. He can't stay out the media. One way or another, he is going to find a headline every other week. But
headlines.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
That's a good one. I haven't heard that song in a minute. But
here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah, listen, I think Maul was just getting confused. He was like, "How many times have I sucked Drake's dick? 4 times. 4 times. That yes, 4 times. 4 times I did it."
No, that's not true. He would definitely remember that. He's not getting that mixed up with nothing else.
But I think that all this stuff is it's tiresome speculation. Like, who cares? Who cares how many times he did or did not get invited? How many times he did or did not reject the invitation to perform at the Super Bowl? The fact of the matter is, he nor Lil Wayne are performing at this fucking Super Bowl. Kendrick, K. Lamar, king of all rappers, is performing at the Super Bowl. And I can't wait to see it. But all this other stuff, it don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
These Drake fans are still hurting, and they're still holding on to whatever beliefs that Drake's the greatest ever. It's like, yeah, Drake didn't even want to do this. So, no, it's not true. Like, just stop talking. Let Kendrick have his moment. But, you know, Lil Wayne. I don't know. Oh, shit. I don't know what happened. But Lil Wayne, like, he did speak out, and I do have the audio of him addressing, like, not being picked.
That hurt a lot. You know what I'm talking about? It hurt a whole lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown, and for just automatically mentally putting myself in that position, like somebody told me that was my position. So I blame myself for that. But I thought that was nothing, I thought that was nothing better than that spot and that stage and that platform in my city. And so it hurt a whole lot. But y'all are fucking amazing. It made me feel like shit not getting this opportunity. And when I felt like shit, you guys reminded me that I ain't shit without y'all.
Aww. Tunchi, he finally addressed it. Damn, is my mic out?
It is acting up.
I feel weird about it. My audio, I don't know.
It sounds fine right now.
I think it's going in and out.
Maybe just take some of the pressure off the end of the wire.
What do you think about Wayne? His
sad response.
Yeah.
I think he took things for granted. He thought they were just going to hand this to him on a silver platter. That's what I took away from it.
It doesn't even work like that, though. Like, what the fuck?
No, I don't know why he thought that.
Drugs, because
lean. All the different vices that Wayne has been involved with over the years. I don't know. I just think he sounded like disappointed that he didn't get something he thought he deserved. But I don't. There's been plenty of people that could have done a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That have not done one yet. Yeah. I don't know of anything that Wayne has done over the last couple of years to set him up for us to be like, Wayne deserves to do a Super Bowl, other than the fact that he's from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen him do the work. We literally saw Usher do 2 years of a residency in Vegas to show that I can do any type of venue. Mm-hmm. And then after he did the Super Bowl, or when did he drop the album? Either right before or right after, I can't remember, but he dropped the album and then went back on tour again. Like, there's a different type of stamina that these people have. I talked about it last week. I just don't think Wayne has been on that level for quite a number of years now.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen it. I'm sad that, he's upset about it, but you, at a certain point, you got to look at in the mirror. If you didn't do the work, if you didn't put yourself in a position to earn this job, because it's a job, then that's on you.
Yeah. And him, like, thanking the fans, like, okay, like, what?
Thanks for what? Just love? Like, for them talking shit about Kendrick for the last week and a half? Like, I don't get it.
It's
what do you think?
It's just so lame. It's just like, okay, I'm really thankful for y'all. It's just like, woe is me, bro. Like, we don't care. Nobody wants to hear their favorite rapper go on and fucking cry about this. Like, go sell out some fucking arena tours.
No, for real. You put a battery in your back now and go in the booth, come up with an album that's fire, go on tour, bring out the whole Young Money crew on the whole tour, and look like you're ready to do the next Super Bowl or the one after that. But you got to do something for people to be like, I need to see Wayne on the biggest stage in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
Until then, and listen, he really should be doing it, not just because we got Super Bowl coming up, but there's other stuff happening too. We got the World Cup coming up. We got the Olympics coming up. There's a lot of big events that are going to be on a world stage, billions of people watching. So if you want to do something, you got to get ready. You see Snoop traveling the world. He just did 2,000 events for the Olympics. But Snoop has been building up his catalog for years with a portfolio of commercials, movies, this, that, commentating. Like, you got to work.
Man, Libra season's coming up, and this is sad to see one of you guys, falter like this. And him making this weird-ass video is just like, I don't know. It kind of, I was like, you know what? I understand people running with this narrative. We had Nicki Minaj and, Baby and other young money, cash money people speaking up for Lil Wayne and the fans. But for him to come and say this and, put out his sob story, it kind of really annoyed me. Like, bro, nobody wants to fucking hear this. It's like, dude, first off, I don't think anyone was really thinking about him doing the Super Bowl. But, he can do the Pro Bowl. They're playing flag football.
Oh, shit.
Like, a few people watch that. There's other opportunities.
They're going to give him the All-Star game.
All-Star game would be dope.
Yeah.
Troy, what did you think about Tunchi's his statement?
I mean, honestly, I don't think I really had a problem with it. I understand he's probably disappointed. I just kind of wish like he showed Kendrick a little bit like love, like, congrats to him for getting it or something like that. I think would have made it a lot better. And I feel like I heard someone else say that too, and I was like, that's a good point. I think everything else was totally understandable. You hire Jay-Z and you put him in a position so things like this don't get overlooked. I know when it was first announced that the Super Bowl was in Louisiana, I did hear some rumblings like, oh, it would be good to have Lil Wayne to do it. Again, I mean, I think I mentioned last week, I don't want to see that personally, but I think it is good for hip hop. But again, like you guys said, this year was kind of like Kendrick's year, and what a way to capitalize than to give it to him who's been like carrying hip hop on his back for the year. So I just kind of wish he showed him a little love because Kendrick's always shouting him out. And I feel like, Kendrick can still bring him out, hopefully, but we'll see.
Not anymore. Fuck that, Kendrick. Do not bring his fucking dusty ass out. For real, we don't want to see it. Fucking Lil Wayne was at Prudential Center. None of us went to go see him. We don't care. Don't care. Sorry, Wayne.
That's a good point.
You didn't drop a hot album since fucking 2008, bro. Like,
that's not fair. That's not fair.
You like the Carter 4 and 5? You liked? I mean, I'm Not a Human Being had a couple songs. He had some songs.
Exactly. And he's been doing great with features. He's been lighting up pretty much every feature for the last couple of years. But that's not going to get you on the Super Bowl stage. Like, honestly, I could see Nicki performing at the Super Bowl way before I would imagine Wayne being picked for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
And I think it would be more deserved. Like 100% Drake and Nicki are way better performers than Lil Wayne is.
Yeah.
Like he's a great studio rapper. He's super influential. Since the 90s with the Hot Boys, man.
Yeah.
Like he's been doing this almost 30 years.
Since he was like 12 years old.
Yeah, so he's always been Lil too. Like he never grew.
He has.
But
there was a lot of talk, like we mentioned, about who actually picks who the performers for the Super Bowl. They were talking about, is it a committee? Is it like Jay picks it or whatever? So this guy, Jesse Collins, he's the Super Bowl's halftime producer. Okay. He did an interview with Variety magazine, and he just wasted no time throwing Jay under the bus. He said, listen, we love Wayne. There's always Vegas odds on who's going to perform at the Super Bowl, but I think we're going to do an amazing show with Kendrick, and I think everybody's going to love the halftime show. I know Kendrick is going to work exceptionally hard to deliver an amazing show. It is a decision that Jay makes. Since we've been on board with that show, he's made it every year, and it's been amazing. He's always picked right.
How's that throwing him under the bus, though? It seems like he's giving him props.
Well, if there's media turmoil and all this shade about you didn't pick Wayne because of XYZ, and then the producer comes out, does an interview, and says, yeah, that was Jay that picked that, not me. Like, that's...
How? And Jay-Z put out a statement when Kendrick, was announced to be the performer, fully supporting it and explaining why it's a great decision. I mean, Jay-Z's, when he got this partnership with Roger Goodell, he said, we're over kneeling. Like, he spoke for all the black players, even though he's not a player, and said, we're over that racism stuff. We're back to dancing. And he hugged Roger Goodell. Mm-hmm. He's used to go. He don't care. He probably laughed at that shit. And I'm sure that guy, I'm sure he talked to him and said, no, tell him I did it. Like, he don't give a fuck.
You're probably right.
I don't think Jay-Z's cowering. It gives a fuck about what Nicki Minaj or Lil Wayne anything to have to say, for real. But Nicki, she actually got into it with one of our favorites, man, Stephen A. Smith, who he went after Nicki in her comments against Roc Nation and Jay-Z. He didn't like that shit.
Yeah, he didn't like it at all. And what did Stephen A. say? He shared a clip.
On his podcast, right? That's where he gives his real takes.
Yeah, he really does. He gives it up on there a little bit.
Let me see if I can find the audio, because I just saw Nicki's tweets. I didn't see. Okay, I got it right here.
Okay.
Come on, Nicki. I respect you. I respect your work. I respect what you've accomplished. Who else you gonna get in the beef with? Little Kim, Mariah Carey, Cardi B, Gucci Mane. I'm just looking at all of this stuff. Taylor Swift.
He's reading a list.
Every time we turn around, Demi Lovato.
He has some beefs too.
Every time we turn around, it's something, Nicki. You disagree with the decision. You disagree with the decision. You got to talk about the brother like that? And why are we talking about Jay-Z like he's some damn sellout or something? Need I remind y'all, all the hip-hop artists, all the R&B people that have been performing at the Super Bowl halftime over the last few years since he's been involved since 2019? Did I not read some of these names to you? The Who, Coldplay, and people like that? You know how hard it is for a black man to pull off what Jay-Z has pulled off in terms of making sure that black folks get that kind of center stage to promote their brand and build their profile? How unappreciative can you be? It ain't about you as an individual. It's about us. All of us.
Wow.
Snapped on her.
He literally did. He snapped.
Yeah. He snapped on her. But she was mad. So at first she got confused. She was like, Stephen A., wasn't you just moaning and groaning on live in your bedroom? And then she backtracked. She was like, oh, that's not him.
Wrong one. It would have been funny though.
And then she found the actual video and quote tweeted it or something. She was like, oh, look, y'all, another paid Laffy Taffy alien who only comes off his knees to turn around and back that ass up, laughing my fucking ass off. Stephen, we don't care. I'm going to tell you right now, we don't care. If I say more, it'll be your fault. Sit down, ugly. Gag City Buffalo tonight.
She said, sit down, ugly. Honestly, Nicki, I've said this a bunch of times. I would not want any problems with Nicki Minaj. Her fans are crazy.
She's crazy.
She's fucking nuts.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't want no beef with Nicki either.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Anybody that will put it on wax where they are literally 3 different personalities, you better leave them alone.
Yeah.
Okay? Because one of those personalities is like a tranny. So, excuse me, that's inappropriate. A transsexual man, Roman. So you got to chill out. You got to chill out.
Listen, yeah, she's nuts. And yeah, Stephen A., he tries to, tackle the pop culture stuff, especially when it, overlaps with sports. He's cool with Jay-Z. He keeps those relationships, tight with who he's cool with. And I just, Nicki Minaj is hilarious. But let us know, guys, whose side are you on, Stephen A. or Nicki Minaj? I think he was smart to not go back and forth with her beyond that.
Yeah.
Because what's the point? Nicki Minaj, she is touring again this year. She did put out her deluxe album, which I think she turned into a whole new album now. Like, it was like Pink Friday Deluxe, but now it's just Pink Friday 3 because she sold so many copies. It's almost 1,000% increase. It's an 875% increase for her album sales.
Wow.
She sold over 3,200 hard copies of CDs when she put out the deluxe. So she was selling packages and other things. So her fans still support her. She's still selling out arenas, and she still takes time out to fire on people on Twitter. Are you guys going to vote for her for president of the United States? Sounds like it fits the criteria at this point.
Oh my God. Please.
I would love to see Nicki debate Trump. Like, that would be the best thing ever, or the worst thing ever. I guess if it's not for the presidency, it'd be great, but let us know, guys. Whose side are you on? I would not want no smoke.
I don't know who I'm rocking with out of those two. I thought Stephen A had some really valid points. Nicki didn't really say that much in her tweet.
Sit down, ugly.
yeah, that was the punchline.
Got it mixed up with Shannon Sharp. Oh my God. Punchline. Yeah, I mean, we might as well talk about Shannon Sharp. We went over him, going on Instagram Live last week, and he went on Nightcap?
Yes,
with Chad Ochocinco.
But of course, they already came out with Nightclap.
That was in the daytime. That was in broad daylight.
Oh man!
But he at first he said he was hacked, and we talked about that last week. How that had to be
not possible, not possible to be hacked. But he did have a full response. Let's take a listen.
Stayed, came in, I threw my phone on the bed,
threw that thing on the bed.
I did not know IG Live. I've never been on IG Live. I've never turned IG Live on, so I don't know how it works. And so all of a sudden my other phone is going off and people are calling me FaceTime that I've never talked to a day in my life on FaceTime. And it didn't, I'm like, why are y'all calling me FaceTime?
People calling him on FaceTime are flagrant.
And he says,
he's having sex. Why are you calling him on FaceTime?
Doing what? I'm like, what am I on IG Live for? I ain't hit no IG Live button. He says, on IG Live for? I ain't hit no IG Live button. He says, they can hear. I'm like, so now, Ocho, I say ask for patience. He said they can hear. And now I'm starting to get agitated again because you called me and say I'm on IG Live when I know I didn't click myself on IG Live. And he said they can hear me. I said, hear me doing what?
What you're doing?
It sounds like you were having sex.
Yo, calling somebody when they're on IG Live by accident, but calling them on FaceTime is wild. Like, not only do you want to hear the audio of while they're having sex, but you want to see them too, and you're not getting the right angle on Instagram, so you gotta hit the FaceTime button. That's crazy,
bro. Are you serious? By accident, you believe that story for real?
It could happen. It could happen. It could happen. It could happen. Listen,
tell me how.
All right, so when I go to Instagram right now, I'm going to Instagram right now, right? Let me switch to my account.
You better stop there, bro. We don't need no full reenactment.
That's not here. Don't worry about it. But I hit that little button in the middle. It goes to where you can post, you can put on your story, and all the way to the right, it goes live.
Yeah.
You literally hit that button and you're live.
And you put it down on the dresser, and then you go to Pound Town?
So literally, it's like two things that you have to press to go live.
And then it's like, are you sure you want to go live to all your followers? It asks, there's a prompt. Do it. Try it.
I'm going to try it.
Let's try to go live right now, guys. And see.
Because it's different on the computer. No, it didn't ask me that.
It didn't?
It didn't ask me anything.
So you do.
I'm live right now.
Oh, nice.
No Chill Live. Y'all see the setup? Hey.
Oh my God.
But it didn't ask me that.
Well, so you believe his story? You think this was a mistake?
Listen, I think he is a 50-plus-year-old man. he was clearly very busy with whatever he was doing and whoever he was with. And I think they might have been fumbling around and a couple buttons got pushed that weren't supposed to on his phone.
Wow.
He's got 2 phones too. It's confusing. It's a lot to handle. 2 phones plus a woman that is screaming your name and you're calling hers and she's moaning and doing all this stuff. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a whole lot of bullshit. This dude, yeah. Shannon Sharpe, I know you like him. I know
do.
You give him the benefit of the doubt. I did when this first came out too, because I was like, this is so embarrassing. But to see, we were questioning if he would get in trouble. ESPN said they are not punishing him at all. He did take the next couple days off of First Take, but they said that had nothing to do with what happened.
Takes off every Thursday and Friday. OG. Long weekend.
He doesn't. Though,
he doesn't. No.
But they're like, yeah, nothing to do with it, sure. They did make a comment on it. Who was it who made a comment on First Take? He was like,
I missed it.
Shannon Sharpe said something about his hips, and the other guy was like, I know your hips do work.
The crate?
Coxworthy?
Yeah.
I did see that.
Coxworthy.
Oh my God.
Man.
Yes. So, they had to let that simmer. But yeah. I don't believe Shannon Sharpe at all, man. I don't believe none of this.
I really think Shannon would do that on purpose, though?
Yes, he's addicted to the clout. I told you he's a drama queen. He's been since
that is true. He is.
Ever since that Cat Williams interview, he just has been filling himself up.
Even before that, remember the Lakers game that he went to where he was trying to fight
Ja Morant's dad.
Yeah, Ja Morant's dad.
Yeah, that was embarrassing too. So, he's just been feeling himself a little bit too much, I feel like, especially this year since, he has elevated his profile. And I feel like that clout addiction is like a real thing. And I think he just wanted the attention. There have been other rumors about his sexuality. And I feel like the fact that they were saying each other's names and, he's like, oh, Michelle. It's like, okay. He might as well have been saying, I'm not gay. I'm not gonna
put that on Shannon, on Uncle Shay. But
you think he was at the freak offs or
shit, he might have been. That's really why he was suspended a couple days. But no, I want to give Shannon the benefit of the doubt. I don't think I would be surprised if Shannon is gay. He's got 3 kids. He's been married a couple times before. Like, not saying that he can't be gay because of those things. I'm just saying those things are also true. And the way that dude sounded, like, that was nasty work, growling like that.
Yeah, that's why I did not want to play
that man was hungry. Like,
bro, that shit was ridiculous. And I can't believe he did that by mistake. Let us know, guys. Do you believe Shannon Sharpe? Do you think that he went on IG Live by mistake? Because I feel like he did it on purpose.
I will say, if that was a mistake and he's giving it up like that every time, that is wild. He is a crazy man,
I'm not gonna speak on the details of that video because I don't know. There's no visuals to it. I don't know. I think these things are calculated. Troy, do you believe Shannon Sharpe's explanation?
I don't know. Part of me, I like thinking that, there's always something behind the scenes going on to get more engagement and stuff. But this one, I'm having a hard time. I really don't know.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit. At first, I believed him, but now I'm like, especially, I don't know, he just seems so insincere anyway, like all the time. Like he's doing a character, And that's why I don't really like him.
I think that's really who he is, though.
Really, I don't know. I don't know.
Dude, he's the same every time. Like whether it's on TV, whether it's on Nightcap, whether it's like one of their formal episodes, like he's always the same. He's always the same. Even when they catch him like randomly, the paparazzi pop up. He's always the same. The reason he walks like that, like he got to stick up his ass paws, is because he's got bad hips. Like, he had hip surgery and knee surgery and all this kind of stuff. Like, he's jacked up from his playing days.
I'm sure he is. He's playing with Diddy days.
Come on. His diddler days.
I don't even want to. No, I mean, I don't care about his sexuality. You know, I don't care about that. But he was triggered when Mike Epps made those jokes a few months ago before they pieced it.
Mike Epps made the jokes. Even Ocho was like, "Listen, I'm glad it wasn't a Michael and that it was Michelle instead." And Shay was like, "Come on now."
Yeah. Also, Shannon Sharpe talks in like the third person, which I fucking hate. Like, I'm pretty sure in the full video he named himself when he was talking.
Oh, I'm sure.
Which I hate. I hate when anyone does that.
Think about it. If somebody does that, why are you surprised that when he's having sex that he's saying the person's name? Clearly, names are very important to him.
Bro, this just seems staged. It seemed very staged, way more staged than those attempted assassinations, if you ask me. But hey, last week I gave it a bit of, I was like, oh, he's old, you know, whatever. But I don't know, him saying he got hacked, and then even the story, oh, people were FaceTiming me and I was confused. Like, you were confused? What? Okay. That's what I really want to hear, the conversation ESPN had with him. That's what I really want to hear.
Your mom wants to know, what does your shirt say?
My shirt says, you know who the villain is. This came from the Pusha T concert we went to 2 years ago, you know.
That's right.
Shout out to Pusha T. But yes, thanks for asking, Mother. Brian's shirt says Paris.
Yeah. Paris.
And we will be in Paris soon, me and my fam. But yeah, you know, I said Shannon Sharpe is addicted to clout.
Mm-hmm.
What about Jane's addiction? You know, what are they? 80s band or 90s band? 90s, right?
Honestly, I was not familiar with this band.
You weren't?
I wasn't.
Dave Navarro, who did he date? He married Carmen Electra, right? Anyone know? No
idea.
Well, they got in a fight, man. Perry Farrell, he punched Dave Navarro on stage, and now they canceled their whole tour. You know, they say, we want to extend a heartfelt apology to our fans for the events that unfolded last night. As a result, we will be canceling tomorrow's show in Bridgeport. Refunds will be issued at your point of purchase. They later canceled the whole rest of the tour. So, you know, for rock stars who haven't, you know, toured in so long, finally getting back together, they fucked up the bag.
Wow.
We got the vid, right?
Yeah, let's look at this video. It looked like it was going okay, and then the singer turned to the guitarist and he hit him. Then they started arguing. Oh, then he got a little punch. Whole scuffle. They needed like 3 dudes to hold him back.
Oh, they also like hit him too. So,
he was angry.
Oh, they were angry. They were pissed off. He ruined the whole show.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, all out brawl. Man, what do you think about this? Like, and are you surprised we don't see things like this happen more often?
I feel like usually artists are able to keep it together, even if they have problems off stage. You know, you're performing at this point. You got a captive audience. You want to make sure they have a good experience because they put a lot of money.
Yeah.
And not only that, you've been in the game a long time. This dude is 65 years old. His nickname apparently is the Godfather of alternative music.
Okay.
And the other guy, he's 57. Like these guys are older
dudes, yeah.
They're clearly past their prime. They're still doing it for love of the game or the music or
money.
The fans, whatever.
Money.
Yeah, money. But this is unfortunate. The whole tour getting canceled. It's crazy.
It is crazy, man. Like, when I saw this, I thought it was funny, but it is sad. Like, you know, it's sad to see people who can't get it together. It's just like, what the hell? Like, you can't even. It's sad for the fans. You know, how would you feel if you were at a concert and this happened? You know, because for me, when I see this, it's like, damn, I wish I could have been there because it just would be like funny. But I'd also be pissed because I'm sure these people waited like years for them to actually tour. They're probably all older people as well, staying up past their bedtime and seeing these old ass dudes brawl. It's just unnecessary.
I think the reasoning that they came out with is full of shit, because what they said was Perry's frustration had been mounting night after night. He felt that the stage volume had been extremely loud and his voice was being drowned out by the band. Perry had been suffering from tinnitus and a sore throat every night, but when the audience in the first row started complaining up to Perry that the band was playing too loudly and they couldn't hear him, Perry lost it.
I think his wife said that too. Like,
yeah.
So she's just trying to, save face, but it looked like there was something else going on.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. She said that, he became a crazed beast, cried for 30 minutes after the fight.
I mean, the adrenaline, and if you're on stage performing, the adrenaline's already up, but you shouldn't be fighting with your bandmates. Like, something else had to happen. Something must have happened backstage.
Yeah,
I don't
something
know.
had been going on. Something had been going on, but I mean, hate to see it.
Yeah, a lot of people out there really hate each other, like that work together. Like, you never know until sometimes after the fact. Like, I'm still heartbroken over Jesus and Mero breaking up a couple years ago.
Where has now? Which one of them is with Mello on the
Mero?
So where has Jesus been?
I don't know. He was like, he did some guest hosting, I think, on what's it, the Late Show? One of those late night shows. He was guest hosting at one point. I don't know. He's been chilling. Mero's definitely been active. He's the one with like 4 or 5 kids, and he actually was at the Comedy Store the Comedy Cellar a couple of weeks ago.
Oh wow!
And I was gonna go because he's like, trying out this new show, and he had Tim Robinson and Michael Che. But I didn't get to go because I was going to be able to get to the city in time. It's like a daytime thing. But yeah, like these people who work together, perform together for decades. I mean, they said the brothers in Oasis are finally back together. They're going to be performing next year. They fucking hate each other.
Wow.
A lot of people, a lot of the people in these groups, but we'll see. Like, I think it's nuts when people actually brawl their own like bandmates.
At your own show. It's crazy.
It's like, I don't care. Like, there's no excuse for that shit. It's embarrassing. I would replace him. I'd be like, listen, but I think Dave Navarro's in another band anyway.
I think he's like in the Red Hot Chili Peppers or something.
Is he? See, I think this is what he was doing before. So even to get these people together, they do it for the fans. They do it for the money too, because they hadn't been able to really generate the same type of money in a long time. So that's crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, while those two are beefing, there's another couple that maybe they're trying to get back together. I don't know. It's weird.
Our favorite couple, JLO and Ben Affleck, man, they had brunch.
They are back at it.
They went to brunch with their kids, and people said they were very affectionate, holding hands, and they were seen kissing, which could be really confusing. I mean, we talked a month ago about JLo filing for divorce on their 2-year wedding anniversary. And then all of the headlines that have been coming out about people in their inner circle, pretty much like throwing dirt on each other. But hey, it seems like they're still in good standing, at least in front of the kids. We also saw like her with Matt Damon recently promoting a movie. We've seen Ben with Matt Damon's wife, as well, but we haven't seen them together publicly until now. Now it looks like they're affectionate, but they're saying like they're still going to move forward with the divorce. What do you think, man? Whoopi Goldberg pretty much said that she gave like this behavior her stamp of approval and said that reuniting with famous exes can be very hard. People sit around and judge, but she says she thinks that they did it because their kids wanted to. So she thinks they're keeping the peace for the children, and people should keep their opinions to themselves. But what do you think, man? Because I think it could be a little bit confusing for the other people involved.
Yeah, I think this is really confusing. Because their kids are like all teenagers and stuff now at this point. So from that perspective, they're going through a lot anyway. Teenage years are turbulent, to say the least. But when you've got celebrity parents that are together, then divorced, then your mom has all these rings that she's accumulated over the years, like it has to be really like hard to understand. Maybe they just think it's cool. Like Batman is in my kitchen and going to brunch with me, or maybe they don't. I don't know. I have no clue. But I was surprised to see this.
Yeah.
I mean, she filed for divorce on their 2-year anniversary. And now they're at brunch like 2 months, 3 months later. It's like weird.
It's definitely weird. I can't say I'm like super surprised because I don't know. Like since they got back together, it was just like, okay, they're not going to do anything that's low key and not messy. Like they're gonna be messy throughout the whole process.
Yeah.
I don't think that this will change them getting divorced. I think they probably just wanted to have a good moment with their kids. I assume, but who knows? They don't know what to do with that $60 million mansion that nobody else wants. I think Ben did buy a new crib already. I think she was shopping for a new crib. They probably have multiple houses anyway. But, maybe they had no prenup. Maybe they do want to try to salvage it. Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, if I was them, you get divorced, maybe you still want to see each other and like try dating again. Because again, it was like so rushed.
Yeah.
They
had
got
like 5 ceremonies for their wedding.
But they got back together for like a year and then they're like, all right, marriage time. And then they, like you said, they had all these different weddings and stuff. Like, she wanted to come out with a movie. They wanted to do all this stuff. Like, it's just too much.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta walk the dog before you can run. And they never walked. So, who knows? It's just weirdness.
Yeah.
This is those weird celebrity relationships, man.
Yeah, I say give up. Like, you already embarrassed everyone enough and yourselves. Like, stop.
That would be the wisest plan of action. But, with love, you got to follow your heart.
It's ridiculous, man. I don't know. Maybe they're just doing it for publicity, but I don't think so. It doesn't seem like he would do that like throughout his career. I don't know why she stays in these relationships. If it's for the headlines, it's because she can't be alone or what. But
loca.
Yeah. We'll see. Do you guys think JLo and Ben have a chance?
I mean, listen, she definitely looked good.
Oh, yeah, she does. She looks great.
Yeah.
I shot my shot. But yeah, man, another famous girl who looks great, man, Rubi Rose. She was dating Druski earlier this year, man. Druski, shout out to him, one of my favorite internet comedians. I love his skits. He's fucking hilarious to me. But I didn't know he was the ladies man until I saw him post up with Rubi Rose, one of the hottest girls out. Posted up with her on boats, hugging up on her, and so she posted on Twitter because apparently they broke up, and he did an interview. He was saying they asked him about her, and he said, "Oh, she was a bit too expensive. Like I'm not ready to be on that level." And he kind of made a joke.
He said, when you got a bad bitch, you better have them pockets ready. You don't know when you're going to have to pull that wallet out.
For real. And it seems like he was on just the maybe free trial package of relationships with Rubi Rose. Because
he got like that Thanksgiving package where they show up, they hold your hand, give you a kiss. They tell your mama that they love you and all this kind of stuff. But after that holiday dinner and they take a plate home, that's it.
That's it, man. She posted up on Twitter. She said she's been celibate for 2 months. And she said she feels more sexy and beautiful than ever. She was saying other people should do the same. She said she loves herself more. People took that and were responding and was just like, oh, she fucked Druski and she don't want to fuck ever again. So then she spoke out and she tweeted about their relationship. What did she say? We have her tweets.
Yeah, she said, for the record, I never slept with that man. Nigga paid for PR, not the pussy. He funny and nice, though.
He funny and nice, though. Damn.
That's crazy.
I don't think anyone ever questioned if he was funny and nice. I think that's why he's famous.
It's amazing to me that women can literally just say I'm a prostitute. And everybody's like, oh, you go, girl. Get it. I know that's right.
Get the bag, girl.
Exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, She did pretty much say that. Do you think that's
But she said it in interviews before.
Yeah.
She said that when she was 16 years old, NBA and NFL players were like flying her out.
Like, she later then said that's not true, but
she was lying.
She got a couple phone calls.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh my God. But what do you think about him paying for the look? Like, he has money, you know, we see him in commercials now. We see him at like he has multiple commercials. Doesn't he have one with Dame Lillard?
He's got a bunch of commercials.
Yeah.
He's got Prize Picks, he's got like you said, Dame with Hulu, I think.
Yeah.
He's got a lot going on.
Yeah, you think
he did a way better job of capitalizing on his moment than like Shiggy did. Way better job.
Well, yeah, you know, sometimes you take the benefit of timing. You know, Shiggy actually did have a show at MTV that just didn't work. Shout out to Shiggy though.
But the thing is, he didn't do anything else after that.
I don't know. Maybe he just didn't have the right management. But yeah, Druski's great.
Yeah.
But what do you think about him doing it for the look? Do you think it was worth it? Do you think he did it for the clout? Was this just another skit? Is anything real with these internet celebrities?
I mean, we've talked about it for a couple of years now, where there's a lot of fake relationships online, where people are doing this because they can go viral. And then it works out, and then it becomes a business relationship.
Yeah.
I think he was angling for the same thing, and why not try that with Rubi Rose? She, like you said, one of the hottest chicks out there, really popular. And Druski, in his own right, has gone to new heights. Like he's up there when it comes to recognizability, like being a household name all over social media. Everybody knows who Druski is.
Yeah.
So props to him. Props to him.
Wow.
But the only thing I will say, you can't pay for PR with a chick and come out as you're dating publicly and then not be hitting it. That's crazy. Like you dropped the ball on that one.
It's not as bad
that's a fumble.
It's not as bad as that one guy who was giving that girl money, never met her.
No, definitely. It's not even in the same stratosphere, but especially somebody who clearly has been selling themselves. No, you got to be getting it. Unless and that makes me wonder, okay, if he paid for PR but didn't pay for the pussy, then how much does the pussy cost? Because I need to understand. Like, I would think the PR costs more than just the pussy.
She said she only has sex with people she loves. That's what she said. I'm telling you what she said. I take her word for it.
How much money does it take her to love somebody?
I don't know. Probably a lot. I mean, when you talk about the company she's had, you know, since she was like a teenager, at least 18. I don't know. I think he's a funny guy, and he makes fun of everything. So him making fun of himself, like he posted a meme of him, like Love Don't Cost, the movie Love Don't Cost a thing with Nick Cannon. He put his face over Nick Cannon on his Instagram story, which was pretty funny. I think it's, I don't know. Like, I think it's Druski. So when I see this, I'm not going to think any different. It's not like it's A$AP Rocky doing some corny shit like this. It's like, no, this is Druski. It kind of checks out. But yeah, like, let us know, guys. Do you think more of these like celebrity Instagram couples are just straight up fake like this for PR? I think a lot of them are. I think it's funny when it comes out like this. But yeah, she definitely had to clarify that later. I do think it's funny. I would definitely put in whatever it is, you know, contract that you better not play me later. But he played into it. Probably did help him out. But if you were single, man, you were famous, like, who would you pay like to be your fake girlfriend on the internet?
It wouldn't be no Rubi Rose. It would be somebody better than that. I'm thinking like
Megan Good. She's already taken.
Megan Good, Megan the Stallion,
Meghan Markle. You like
Jasmine? I'll take Jasmine Sullivan.
Okay.
Georgia Smith. JLO.
JLO don't count, man. She got a lot of money. You can't.
You're right. It has to be somebody you could pay, right?
Yeah.
Those would probably be the top handful.
Yeah, I'd definitely get a handful at least. Yeah, you know, I don't know. Ruby Rose, I mean, seems
Shit,
like
Ice Spice.
Spice.
Put Ice Spice on that list for sure.
Yeah, Ice Spice would be top for me. You know, like I love Ice Spice. I love, Pink Panthers. I love her too. They have a song together. I saw them both perform live this year. Maybe I get some of these Instagram girls.
Janelle Monáe.
Nah, she's into girls, man.
She's into anybody.
You gotta pay like triple the price for a dude to get that publicity because you're gonna fuck up her stock with the lesbians.
Janelle Monáe is bad.
No, she is.
Yeah,
she is. I think it's funny, but he made the most of the moment. He just laughed it off.
What do you think about her coming out and publicizing this? Does it matter, or is it just like whatever?
I think it's hilarious. I think it's typical for any pretty girl who doesn't want to feel like they're attached to someone they don't want to be attached to. They're always like, oh no, like fuck that. So I think it's typical behavior for both of them. I think they're still probably cool. Yeah, I thought it was funny. It's funny when people are honest about things like this. You know what I mean? And do you really believe her? Because I do. I think that they were just taking pictures and shit. I feel like if she liked him, she would actually admit it.
Who knows, man? Who knows? I mean, they kissed in some of the pictures and stuff, but kissing isn't, to her, probably nothing. So, whatever. It is what it is. If he did hit and he's not saying anything, props to Druski for being a gentleman. Don't kiss and tell, bro.
Yeah, he shouldn't. Especially, was Druski at those Diddy parties? I don't know.
No. I don't think he was.
Okay.
He wasn't at that level quite yet.
We gotta ask whenever we talk about someone. We gotta see if they're at the freak off.
He better not have been.
I don't think so. I think that was he got famous when Michael Rubin took over the freak off event. So
he got famous what could have been records. I feel like that was the sketch that like took him out of here.
Yeah,
could have been records. I love those ones.
Yeah, could have been records. I think that's the label Miley Cyrus put her song out on. Yo, when I first heard her song "Flowers," it was at the Grammys when she was winning an award for it, and I was just like, for real. And I was like, I really like the song, but I was like, it reminds me of Bruno Mars song. And now she's getting sued for copyright infringement over her Grammy award-winning song "Flowers." They're saying there's too many musical similarities to Bruno Mars' ballad "When I Was Your Man," which also talks about flowers in the hook, in the chorus. Have you heard the two songs, and do you hear any similarities? Because when I first thought about this, right, I listened to both songs, and I was like, I don't directly hear it when I listen to both songs, but when I first heard her song, I was like, is this a cover?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Did you listen to both of them?
I haven't heard Miley's song, but of course I've heard Bruno's, and that's a classic song. So if she's copywriting that one, that's a bad move because he's going to get a really nice bag from you. Yeah,
I don't even know who's suing because, yeah. Do you know who's suing? I didn't watch the video. I just saw she was getting sued.
So they said that Tempo Music Investments claims that her song has many musical similarities to Bruno Mars's ballad "When I Was Your Man." So the investment platform, which claims to own a share of the copyright of Bruno Mars's song, they're the ones that are filing this.
Wow. We're definitely going to see more of this. I mean, we talked about Ed Sheeran, threatening to retire if he lost that lawsuit, which I'm really happy he didn't lose because I think that was bullshit.
Listen, I was on the other side of that, but
yeah, you were hating. You were hating. It's all good.
Listen, I'm always going to rock with the gays.
Even when it's not June. But yeah, it's crazy. You know what's crazy? When the NFL guy said, when he was talking about Jay-Z making the decision, and he was saying, oh yeah, people bet on who's going to perform at halftime. And I'm just like, Now you see Jay-Z running around with Michael Rubin. They just opened like the Oceans Casino in Atlantic City together. I'm just like, there must be some other shit going on. Why would you mention betting in a statement about that? That's crazy to me.
Dude, because all this stuff is rigged. People know, like, this has been going on for years, where people would be in Vegas betting on sports, and they're like, oh, I heard so-and-so, his ankle's bothering him, but they didn't put it in the injury report. Or, whatever is going on. Jordan has been here all night. He's about to have a crazy game. Like, whatever the case might be. Those sorts of things have been going on a long time. So I can only imagine, especially with the scale that they're doing some of these betting props now, is crazy.
It's too much money.
Jay tells a few people. They put some side bets.
K-Dot.
Yeah. and boom, that's a few million right there.
Everyone's thinking it's gonna be Wayne. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Oh man, who knows? But I did want to play this clip. Since we talked about sports betting, I posted this earlier, but I thought it was interesting. It's betting promo.
Mm-hmm.
This NFL futures bet is a lock. I just want to preface by saying that we don't want this to happen. The odds are the odds. You'd be crazy not to bet on Deshaun Watson doing it again. I know. I don't like it either. And again, we do not want this to happen. But with Vegas opening the line on Deshaun doing it again at plus 250, this is the easiest money you'll ever make. Yes, of course, we feel bad for the victims, but you're going to be missing out if you don't put significant units on this, because he's definitely
this is
going to
nasty
do it again.
work,
Probably
yo.
soon. Parlay it with the over on the number of accusers, and unfortunately, you can thank me later.
That's crazy.
Deshaun's going to do it again. I think that would be a safe bet. Thankfully, betting hasn't gone that far at this point, but yeah, it's crazy.
Listen, it would have been a very safe bet. They've got a few accusers already.
Yeah, for real, man. It's crazy times, bro. Like,
the list of people that are getting sent to this celebrity prison, that just keeps going up.
Yeah, man. Speaking of football and quarterbacks, man, Tua got hurt again, another concussion.
Oh my gosh.
He's 26 years old. I didn't see the hit, but I heard Hamlin's the one who hit him from the Bills, the guy who died. Like, he came back to life to kill Tua.
Yeah. What are the chances that these are the two people that happened to get really messed up 2 years ago in 2022, and they come together second week of the season and boom. The hit wasn't even that bad.
Well, apparently it was.
No, the problem is that this kid, his head is so like scrambled to this point. Like, any hit that he takes, it's a wrap.
You think so?
I'm serious. Like, the hit really wasn't bad. His helmet hit Hamlin's arm. Like, Hamlin wasn't really going full speed at him or anything like that. He was like trying to fight for extra yardage to get a first down. Hamlin tackled him. His helmet hit Hamlin's arm, and next thing you know, he's doing the thing on the ground. Like, it's
scary.
It's bad. They put him on IR, but I know he was thinking about retiring when it happened a couple of years ago. He needs to hang it up.
Really? How old is he? 26? Didn't he just sign a really big deal last year? So if you were to retire, is he leaving hundreds of millions of dollars on the table?
He is, but listen, do you want that, or do you want to die when you're like 30 years old? Like, for football, for a team that, in all reality, the Dolphins aren't winning anything. Like, no, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. It's crazy. Like, I think we'll see a lot more of this. You know, they keep trying to change the rules, you know, and try to make football safer. Just like trying to make cigarettes safer. It's just never going to happen.
It's an oxymoron because, okay, you're trying to make football safer, but at the same time, you have athletes that are breaking every possible record from physical feats that they can accomplish every single year. They're able to run faster, jump farther, jump higher, hit harder. Like, all these things they're able to do way better than they were the last 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, whatever years. Like, there's no way that you can make this game safe.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't. Because there's people who ruin their whole career on non-contact injuries. There's people who ruin their career when they get hit. Like, it's inevitable. Like, this is a dangerous game. The NFLPA, they need to really do something about, you know, making sure that they've got lifetime medical for these players. They keep skipping over that, and I don't know why they even entertain any sort of agreement that doesn't include that. They got to be better.
Slavery, man.
Really, they have to be better.
Yeah.
They have to be better.
No, I agree. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Prayers to Tua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That team, they lost 31-10 in that game. For what?
what's it all for? Hundreds of millions of dollars for your brain. It's not worth it to me either. Not worth the risk. We'll see what he does. I mean, I think he'll come back. I mean, I feel like these people are wired to do this forever. If they stop playing football, like they don't even know who they are.
The only option that I could see for him is become a backup, or go into like coaching or something. Like if you want to stay that close to the game, fine. But to be out there when a big part of your game is being a dual threat and you get touched and you have a concussion immediately, like it's just not worth it.
You can't be a backup. Like you're still gonna get out there. Like I mean, you have less reps, but it's just you have to step up at some point. Like you might as well either just stop or die on the field, I guess. Which is dark as shit.
Yeah.
But I think we're gonna see more of this. Well, I mean, we talked about Tyreek Hill, his teammate getting arrested, and turns out the cop, who put his knee in his back, and aggressively put him in handcuffs, man, he has a pretty bad history of complaints, suspensions. According to Miami-Dade Police Department records, say Officer Danny Torres has received numerous complaints since joining MDPD back in October of 1996, which is like almost 30 years ago.
Wow.
The records show that on 6 separate occasions, he was accused of misconduct, including force violations, as well as improper procedures. Torres was also investigated for his use of force at least 13 times. As well, the records show he's been disciplined quite a bit in his decades-long career, too, receiving written reprimands, as well as multiple suspensions. One ban in 2018 lasting 20 days.
Wow.
It's so crazy that they have police officers with like 10, 15 suspensions for being super violent. And they're just like, okay, you're 30 for you, Torres. Now go keep our stadium secure. And he ends up attacking one of the players.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, the more information comes out, the worse this looks for this officer, for Miami PD, for the whole situation. So we'll see what happens. Right now, he's on administrative leave and while they investigate his behavior and stuff.
Staycation.
What'd you say? That 20 days is his longest suspension right now. We'll see if he breaks that record for his personal best, but I don't know.
It's fucked up. It has to be him attacking a millionaire for, people to actually be like, he should be fired. I mean,
so ideally, you think he should be fired?
Yeah, I think he should have been fired 13 offenses ago.
Now, if he gets fired, he loses his pension, no retirement, no none of that.
I don't give a fuck. You can't be, don't be fucking people up. I don't want these cops on the streets. Fuck them. They should all be fired. That's why, when the officer in New York City shot the man who for jumping a train stop. It's so fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, that was nuts. That was really nuts. They in New York, what did they say? He shot 4 people.
Yeah,
that cop.
Like bystanders.
No, one of the people was a cop that he shot.
Yeah.
And then the others, 2 of them are critical condition.
That's so fucked, man. Like over someone jumping the stop. I don't care what happens. You all the money Eric Adams has been pouring into the police department while that motherfucker is under federal investigation and everyone in his circles being arrested is ridiculous. Like for this shit to happen.
$2.90.
It's sick, man.
And he shot 4 people for that.
It's sick. So, there's definitely a problem with law enforcement in this country. We say it all the time. But thoughts and prayers to everyone involved who's been assaulted and, shot by these wild-ass cops. I don't give a fuck about your pension. If you're out there fucking, using abusive force and, putting people's lives in danger, fuck you.
I think, it's the quantity. Like, that many times that you've been suspended, investigated, all these types of things. But then in the same breath, this dude has received 2 citations, or no, he's received multiple commendations for 24 commendations during his tenure. 1 award for professionalism in May 2023. How do you get 24 commendations, but at the same time, you've got nearly 20 complaints about you? Yeah. And your use of force and accuses of misconduct. Like something doesn't match up there.
It's fucked up, man.
They're playing weird games.
Yeah, systematically, man. Everyone be careful out there. You know, police are crazy. There's crazy shit going on. Do you think you can get arrested for being too hot?
Mrs. Officer.
Yo, this one woman, she didn't get arrested for being too hot, but she did get kicked out of her friend's wedding for being too beautiful. You know, says don't hate me.
That's the ultimate hate right there.
She said, "Don't hate me because I'm beautiful, man." This woman, what is this? Where does this happen in Brazil?
Yeah.
She says she bought the dress, paid for the hairdresser and makeup. You know, this woman in Brazil spent over $320 on the gown alone. However, 2 weeks before the wedding, she received a message on WhatsApp that changed everything.
The bride explained that she was worried I might attract too much attention because of my slim frame.
Oh my God.
And it wouldn't look good for me to be beside her at the altar all the time.
That is nuts, bro. She was afraid she was going to steal her shine after she had already invested everything only 2 weeks before the ceremony. She uninvited her. She's going to be a bridesmaid, right?
Yeah, she was. She said, pretty girls are never taken seriously. Pretty girl privilege only works in certain aspects of life.
Aw. That is so sad.
Dude, when I read this and I looked at her pictures, I'm like, I don't know if it's necessarily that you're pretty or you just stand out.
What does that mean?
I don't think this chick is all that pretty, honestly. I really don't. But she's got fake tits. She's clearly had work done to her face. She puts this crazy blush on, and she's also pretty tall. I think all those factors put together, maybe the bride really doesn't want her drawing attention away from herself.
I think she's pretty, personally. I was looking at her pictures. I think she has her own unique look to her. I think she's sexy as hell. But it's not like she just transformed into this person.
No.
2 weeks before the wedding. She's been this person.
The surgery was a while ago. The scars are gone.
I'm not saying she had surgery. I have no idea. But either way,
I'll say it.
If you felt this way, don't ask me to be in the wedding to begin with. And then, 2 weeks before, be like, oh, don't come. That's crazy. And I think it's good that at least the bride was honest, but it's so lame to me. Don't invite the person if you think they're going to take away attention from you because they're too beautiful. That's whack.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have said that. I would have probably come up with a different sort of excuse. But if that was going to be a concern, she shouldn't have invited her in the first place.
Yeah, the girl said, I invested money, time, and expectations in this event. It was very hard to accept that my presence could be seen in such a negative light, especially by someone I considered a close friend. I never thought something like my weight could be an issue in a situation like this. And then, she said it also took a financial, emotional, and mental toll over her well-being. Mm-hmm. And then, she says that being pretty is honestly more of a curse than a privilege, which I'm like, okay, that's where I stop. That's not true. In this one instance, sure, but this girl was probably never your friend, to be real. She probably just wanted to be friends with her because she was pretty. And until she felt threatened by her prettiness, she ditched her, which I think is messed up. But to act like pretty privilege is a curse, come on, that's not true at all. Pretty privilege works for you 9 times out of 10.
Her feelings are hurt right now. That's all it is.
Of course, but she lives in a bubble anyway. This is the first time she's ever probably been rejected from anything. So she's like, it's all working against me. I never thought this could happen to me. But it's like, okay, I'm sure you had a lot more good happen to you from the way you looked than, someone being a little bit mean to you. But hey, I feel like if I invested money and time into something, I'd be upset too. And I would no longer be friends with someone if I felt like they were really in competition with me. That's fucked up. I never heard of anything like this. Do you think it's a common thing? Because they do say, brides be picking out the frumpy dresses for the bridesmaids.
I mean, I will say, I don't think that they make bridesmaids dresses to be pretty like that. because
you can pick any dress though. You don't have to pick bridesmaids dresses.
You can, but the thing is, you have to pick dresses that are going to work for everybody too. Like not every dress is going to work for the bigger girls, the skinnier girls, the tall girls, the slim, thick, like every different body type that you have in your crew. So that's another thing to think about. But I don't know. I think that.
I mean, there are rules, about not taking the shine away from the bride and the groom. Like, don't wear white. Don't wear anything close to white. Like, don't wear. Like, there's rules. But when you're setting the rules and the person's investing in that and following the rules, and then you just tell them they're too pretty to be next to you, that's so whack. Like, just don't have them in your wedding to begin with.
Yeah, Mama Graham says that probably hurt her other bridesmaids' feelings because she's basically saying they're not attractive.
I only want ugly bridesmaids. They won't steal my shine. They're ugly and frumpy, but you can't come.
That's funny.
That's hilarious.
No, I've heard the opposite though. I've heard brides be like, "Yo, if you don't get yourself right for my wedding, I don't want you to be a bridesmaid."
Damn. Ozempic for the bridesmaids.
Listen, some of them need that shit. Some of them need to cut like 50, 60, 70 pounds.
That's a lot. Damn.
Listen, when you're talking about a elephant, like what?
Oh, God. This is No Chill Live, guys. Let us know. Do you think that the bride was out of line? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. Do you think pretty privilege is more of a curse than a blessing?
Stop it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's no way.
That's ridiculous.
I do want to know if people think this is fair, though. Like, are women really thinking about what do my bridesmaids look like in relation to me?
Yeah.
Like, are they going to accentuate my look? Are they going to overshadow my look? Are they going to take away from my look? I want to know.
Yeah, I'm curious to know, too. Like, this is an interesting story.
Because women, in a lot of ways, women, especially today, I feel like are more shallow than men. Really? In a lot of ways.
How so?
Because you watch all these different things online. We talk about the articles. It's like, oh, is he over 6 foot? Does he have a six pack? And does he make $1 million? And if you don't meet those 3 criteria, it's like, next. Like,
well, actually, there's an article that said there's a 666 criteria. It's over 6 foot, 6 pack, and 6 figures.
Look at that. See? That's literally what I just said.
Mark of the beast. These women are following Satan to find their husband.
Wow. The way you connected that. Oh, my God. The knowledge. The knowledge. I did not do the math.
Oh, you guys need Jesus. Oh, my God. No, but I don't know. I feel like the internet and social media, I don't know. These algorithms promote these videos that are divisive, and people with these, higher standards who put the content out, they start a conversation, but I don't think it reflects like the average person.
Majority, yeah.
I just think people see it because it's sensationalized, and it does become a part of our everyday, vernacular. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I think women are. I can probably agree with you that women are more shallow because I feel like there's a lot more single guys out there, young guys. And, that could be due to a lot of different things. Mm-hmm. But I feel like women could, I don't know, they don't have the same problems as guys do. I feel like guys have to be more accepting. Generally
do we have to be, or are we just more accepting?
I don't know. I mean, I think, it takes 2 to tango. And if culturally women have, want to be approached more. And especially talking about younger dudes, like, a lot of times if you're in your younger 20s, you're trying to date girls around your age. There's guys who are 20 years older than you trying to date the same girls.
Yo, for real.
So it's hard.
For real.
It's hard, It's just like, damn, there's a lot more competition. So I don't know. I think in social media world, I see men tearing down women. I think it's more socially acceptable for women to tear down men. Like even on dating apps, women say like men are trash.
For sure.
I've had girls, say that shit to me. I'm just like, why are you with me then if you hate men? I never say I hate women, but there's we talk about Andrew Tate. And he has a whole platform, and people say he's very anti-women.
Yeah.
And we talked about him and his brother on getting locked up in Romania. He's still fighting that case. Has not gone to trial. I think he's on house arrest. But he does have an interesting take, man. He says since he has gotten arrested, since he has been labeled a criminal, he says women love that. So Andrew Tate says, you know what's funny? Hot girls are base. Nobody talks about this. Since I've been internationally slandered as a human trafficker, the only girls to say anything negative about it are the ugly feminist ones. Baddies get it. I've never had a hot girl say a single bad thing about my case ever. They love criminals.
Wow. Wow.
Your twin is wildin', bro.
Do not call that man my twin. Do not do that. Listen, I'm not super surprised by it.
Do you agree with what he's saying?
I think it's a notorious stereotype that more attractive women typically say, and they say it themselves, oh, I want a bad boy, or I'm attracted to bad boys. You've seen it on probably dating apps and things like that. They'll put in their summary, looking for a bad boy, or I'm tired of dating bad boys. I need a good guy. like that type of thing. And then they only swipe right on the bad looking guys. Like that's
just the worst, to be the one good guy after like 40, 50 bad guys already
railing your chick. Yeah, that's the worst for sure.
I was just going to say I've traumatized her, so now you got to deal with it. But, that too.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Andrew Tate, he says things to get, the people going. And I don't know if he's completely serious about this, but I think people are more attracted to his celebrity status, and he did go up a level, with these charges. I mean, he was an international news story, so I think that did attract a lot of people because he
was locked up in Romania for a while, and then they tried to send him to the UK. It's been a whole saga with him,
and he still has a lot of money. He drives around in fancy cars when he isn't on house arrest. He has a specific lifestyle, and I do think that is attractive to certain women, especially maybe in other countries. Maybe in Romania it's a little bit different. So I do think, it's not just the criminal thing. It's like the clout thing. We talk about people being addicted to clout. They see a guy on a screen. We talk about fucking serial killers had women visiting them, writing love letters to them, like Ted Bundy.
Manson.
Yeah, Charles Manson he didn't kill anybody, but he had people kill for him. And he had like a whole fucking
a harem
of women doing shit for him. So I think there is some truth to it. But when he says only ugly feminists are mad at him, that's not true. That's not true at all.
There's plenty of men that are mad at him too.
Well, there's plenty of beautiful women who are mad at him too.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think baddies, are surface level people, or anyone who will call themselves like a baddie and try to live that specific, lifestyle. And I think, baddies, they go for the drug dealers. They go for these dudes who make the scammers, the guys who just have a lot of cash to just hand over to them to get their BBLs and other things. That's a part of the lifestyle. So I do partially agree with what he's saying. I think we'll see if he gets convicted.
In a lot of ways, people get attracted to the rush, life on the edge, in the fast lane, that sort of thing. And if someone is in that lane, you're attracted to them in some ways.
Yeah.
I think it's the same, in my younger days with women. If I knew if that someone is maybe not necessarily right for you, but you want them to be.
Yeah.
There's like a certain allure to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's all he's trying to explain.
Yeah. When you were younger, you ever have a certain allure for your gym teacher?
No, I did. Well, you know what? I'm lying. In I think it was first grade.
Oh, wow.
There was a new gym teacher, and I was acting out in class all the time trying to get her attention.
Wow.
And she put it on my report card. I did good in gym class, but I was way too talkative, easily distracted, that sort of stuff. And
trying to be a bad boy and impress the gym teacher.
I was. She was a cutie. She was a cutie.
Oh man, I feel like every high school I went to, the gym teachers were smashing students. I only went to 2 high schools, but it definitely happened twice. Both men and women too. Like it's not like just a man thing or a woman thing.
Shout out to Pemberton High School.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else. I was like,
no. Thought I was gonna say the teachers' names. No, you know our nasty ass principal though. He got caught with child pornography after we graduated.
Oh,
Did you know about that?
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
man, that is nasty.
Yeah. There was some weird stuff going on, but yeah, shout out to Pemberton.
Yeah, this one we said child pornography like 5 times today. Like,
did I? Oh man.
Well, it was
over our quota.
It was a couple times.
Definitely.
We were talking about Diddy for a long time too. So
yeah.
hey,
listen,
you know, we talked about Deshaun Watson.
We don't support any of this type of behavior. We're just reporting on current and past events.
Thank you for sure. But hey, you know, sometimes the high school crush turns into a love story. A man has fallen in love and gotten engaged with his former gym teacher 13 years after she taught him in high school. Wow. Scott Davies, 33, and Helen Booth, 41, first became acquainted back in 2009 when he was a student in the UK. She was his gym teacher. They crossed paths 13 years later in 2022. And like, they didn't think that there was anything romantic between them, but they ended up falling in love and moving in together. Wow. And then he finally popped a question this year on a beach in Ibiza.
Wow.
And he's also a teacher now. And he says it's a bit of a whirlwind story. I never would have thought I'd marry my ex-teacher, but here we are, very happy together. Would you go back for a teacher later in life if you're single and, you know, you saw them, they were single, and you had a little bit of a connection?
You know, the age gap isn't crazy for them. No. It's 8 years. She's an attractive lady. Obviously, gym teacher. She's probably still physically active. Maybe. I don't know. I think this is in some ways it's actually kind of cute.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of cute because it wasn't like, now if it was a situation where this dude finished if this dude finished high school and then they immediately started dating, yeah, that would be exactly what you're talking about. That would mean she groomed him through high school and then as soon as he was legal, pounced. But that's not what happened. 13 years later they connected.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
That's not their story. But yeah, I don't know. For me, like, I can't imagine wanting to date any of my teachers. I mean, their age gap isn't too bad. I mean, she was in her early 20s. He was, in his late teens when she was teaching him. So I can understand that.
We didn't have any hot teachers in high school, I don't think. I don't remember a single one that I was like, nah, I bagged this one. Like, I don't remember a single one.
Yeah, me either. I never really had a crush on any of my teachers. I didn't get along with a lot of my teachers, though. So yeah, but maybe if they were hotter, I would have got along with them. I don't know.
Right? I know. Yeah.
I'm serious. I may have done better in school or worse. Who knows? I did think this was a little bit weird, but hey, it's a love story. So it worked out for them. It worked out. Let us know, guys. Would you date your teacher if you met them later in life and you're close enough in age and had some chemistry with them, or is it too weird? Because for me, like I don't know.
Your mom is wild, and she said he's about to pass the torch to his next student and wife her up in about 10 years.
For real, I wouldn't even trust it. Like I would assume that you're gonna do the same shit to me. You know what I mean?
That's not fair, though. Like, what are the chances? 13 years later happened.
Yeah, I don't know personally, but I would always have that in the back of my head, honestly. It's hard. It's hard, especially when they're both teachers. Clearly, that's their background. I don't know. I think it is a possibility. I don't know. And also, for me, I don't know if I'd ever date anyone 8 years older than me. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't, unless it's like JLO or someone, or Kim Kardashian.
Or Megan Good.
Or Megan Good. You got to hold me down and be like, my sugar mama. But I'm not really into that personally. But hey, it worked out for them. maybe it'll work out for you if you're single out there. Go look for your old gym teacher on Facebook. You never know.
Listen, open up that age range on the dating app. Open it up.
Yo, Troy, do you think it's weird that they got back together, or you think this is organic?
In this situation, I think it's pretty organic. I don't really have a problem with it.
Yeah. It seems that way, but I'm just like, I don't know. She has to feel a little weird, but she was in her younger 20s when she was teaching, so it wasn't super far off, you know. But that's weird to be in a high school, to be in your 20s, like early 20s around high school students. I feel like we should not have that as much. It's a little bit close. Like, maybe you should be in your 30s when you're around like 17 and 18-year-olds teaching them. But hey, who am I? I don't ever want to work in, you know, the education system personally, but that's just me.
This is funny.
Yeah, a lot of people are having trouble like finding love, man. People are tired of the dating apps. You said open up your age range. This one man said, fuck the dating apps, man. I'm putting up a billboard.
Boom. Big play. Big play. I like that. Change it up a little bit. Be creative. But he could have done a little bit better, I think, with the billboard itself. So this was David Klein. He's one of the growing numbers of singles that are really trying to find creative ways to meet new people offline. You have to find a way to express yourself the best way that you can. That's what he said. So this woman, she was driving in Philadelphia, and the billboard caught her eye. So usually, you know, when you drive around, you see some personal injury lawyers or a fast food rest stop or something else to advertise stuff. But this one had this guy with long hair, glasses.
Dave, right?
Yeah, and he was posing. He was doing a thumbs up, and he had a lounging cat next to him.
Oh my God, real typical. That was exactly what I would picture.
Yeah, this billboard, it says, Dave is single. Want to go on a date with Dave? Message him at Date Dave Philly.
Date Dave Philly. I thought it was going to be like Desperate Dave at gmail.com.
No, it should have been. It should have been. So this chick, Tara, she was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. Why not? And she messaged him.
Wow.
Yeah.
It worked, at least temporarily. I mean, honestly, if I saw something like that, I would think I'm going to get kidnapped. You know, women don't typically do that. I mean, I don't even know men that do that. Like, I don't know anyone that's done it. Do you think that this is going to be more of a trend now that more people are getting tired of the dating apps?
I mean, it's a bold strategy. I think if you've got the money to spend, then but I will say you got to have a better picture than this. Like, this dude looks like a creep. His hair is long, so you would think that he would do his hair. It looks like nasty and greasy and stuff. He's got a thumbs up and then a cat.
That's who he is, though. Like, he's supposed to act like he's not somebody different. That's how he dresses. It's probably a good hair day for him.
He looks like the people that Trump be trying to throw shade at, the childless cat women. That's exactly what he looks like.
Hey, got him a girl, and they got him. Well, I don't know if did they go on a date yet? I don't even know. They went on one date.
I think that they did go on a date.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and he has advice, you know, for other people. He's saying, I'm not saying everyone should get a billboard.
Mm-hmm.
I think people just need to be aware that the dating apps are tough. They're not easy, and you can't put yourself down too hard. You have to find a way to express yourself as best you can. And it is hard, especially for men out there. It's hard to stand out if you're just a regular dude. You know, we talk about the disparity of attention versus men when you compare men and women on dating apps and, you know, finding dates. It's very hard, especially when you're a guy, and usually, you know, the expectation is for you to pay for the date, you know, and the girl might not even like you. Yeah. And, you know, for you to not even get attention, like, I can see him be like, why pay for a dating app? Because now you have to like pay to pretty much use them or get any value from them. Yeah, it's a business. And so it's just like, okay, I might as well pay for a billboard. And if someone really likes me, you know, they'll like this creative, crazy idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see like these things, or people like posting like these flyers around the city, and they put like their phone number and they're like, oh, I'm single. And I think that's kind of creative, but like, I wouldn't want to put that, you know, I wouldn't want to put my information out on the streets like that personally.
Yeah, it's tough today because we've seen all the crazy things they can do with AI images.
Oh, that too.
And this dude is literally plastering his face up for a whole city to see. It's a little worrisome. We're going to be seeing Dave's face for the next 50 years now. But, you know, it is creative. I just don't know if I would do it in this type of form. Yeah. As far as like the contacting stuff, I think, you know, he probably created this account, whatever it was, so people could just reach out to him, which is fine. Like but he's Google probably numbers. Getting flooded.
Yeah, with dick pics and shit.
Yeah, it's probably crazy.
Yeah,
it's probably
you got to filter through all that stuff. I mean, hey, whatever. It's different. Maybe he'll find the love of his life this way. Maybe he just needs to reach out to his old gym teacher. Maybe he needs to get locked up, become a criminal to attract women. We don't know.
Or maybe he got to start the freak offs.
The freak offs. Oh God, that's awful. But shout out to Dave, and yeah, we'll see.
What are some of the crazy things that you all have done to date and meet new people? Let us know. You know, outside of the usual dating apps and things like that, or going on a date with your third cousin or whatever weird stuff like that. You know, give us something.
What?
Give us something unique.
Yeah, let us know, guys. We want to know. And like this video, you know, subscribe to the channel. You know, follow us on all of our socials. We'll be back in 2 weeks, man. October's coming. OVO Libra season is just a few days away. Oh my God, it's crazy. Fall is here. Fall is here. I'm so excited. We got football back. You know, everyone get your sweaters ready, your sweaters and boots. We got the holidays coming right around the corner. We got Halloween, Thanksgiving. Oh man, so many fun things ahead of us. So we're super excited. You know, we're gonna be posting all of our shorts and stuff all throughout the week. So yeah, stay tuned. We have a lot more fun content for you guys.
Definitely. Can't wait to meet up with y'all in a couple weeks. Make sure you follow, subscribe, stay sexy out here. Enjoy the rest of September, because you already know the vibes. Libra gang in the house, bringing the balance. We ready.
Yeah, don't be too sexy or you might get uninvited from your friend's wedding. Fucking crazy. But we love you all, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Peace.